Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of Custom Modded Survival. So, this is probably going to be episode 19, and what I'm going to do is, because we're so close to day 50, this episode is going to be, up until day 49. And the reason why I'm going to do that is just because I want to do episode 20 on day 50, but the episodes are going to be a little longer. What I've been noticing is people really like it when I make longer videos that they can watch doing other things, and so that's just what we're going to do. Also, if you want to download this mod pack, it is in the description. But what we're going to start with first is I need to make a sword, in fact, a cleaver, to be able to get some mob heads, because I need particularly the mob heads of some blazes. And for that, we're gonna need to, first off, make ourselves a large dragon bone plate, a broad blade, and I believe a tough handle out of dragon bone. And the reason for that is good attack, and a couple other modifiers that are helpful, and it's a relatively easy material since we have a lot of it. The other tough handle is going to be made from rose gold. And the reason for that is because rose gold has a very helpful little thing happening with it. So it has enhanced as well as a fun little modifier that allows it to, so we got 12 attack. Does it shift at all if I switch this? Nope, it doesn't, thankfully. So thankfully enhanced goes with great. It just gives you an extra upgrade, and we're gonna need that in a second. So 12 attack damage, 9-7 attack speed. We've got that, and what we're gonna do immediately from there is we are going to take a emerald and a diamond, and what we're also going to do is I'm going to get us a good old-fashioned netherite ingot as well. We need to craft up a bunch of them. I have materials for it, so we're just gonna shift click it. I've been saving those for recording, but we're going to first off put down the so that just increases that base. This increases the stats overall. So we increase it first by the diamond, then by the emerald to get even more. So it goes from 6,700 durability to 10,000 durability, and we get the extra illager damage. And then the last upgrade is going to go with netherite, which will then further increase our basic stats. And that's going to be our new sword. Alternatively, we could, in fact, just in here, severing is an not an auto smelt. Severing is something that we could end up wanting to use. Same with reach, but where is the good old-fashioned, fun-loving? Where is it actually? Severing, there it is. So severing, we need necrotic bones, TNT, and copper, and it takes an upgrade slot. But we already have severing too, so it should be good enough for now. Actually, I do think we can do something, because golden apple, I should be able to use both of these in order to get us a little bit extra stuff. So this will trade an ability for 2 upgrades, and this one will just give us, it just gives us shiny. You know what? It looks cool. I like it. So we got 2 extra upgrades, which what we can use them for is extra severing. Do I have TNT? No, I do not. Okay, so I need two TNT, because severing, and then I need some necrotic bones, bone. Of course, we got some necrotic bones, which is great. You'll love to see it. And then we also, what was the other thing? Copper. Thankfully, we've got a bunch of copper, so we'll be able to do that. And with that, we'll be able to get severing up to severing 4, which will be great, because then we'll be able to get even more. So severing just gives you a chance to get heads or other parts of mobs right off, for essentially no negatives. But an additional thing that I want to do is I want to figure out if there's something else we can do. And for that, we're going to have to look into at Construct Armory. And the reason why we're going to look into Construct's Armory is because, actually, wait, do I need to Do I need to do that, actually? What is the plates from? The plates are from Tinker's Construct, so feet plates. Are there different kinds of plates? Plate. Feet. Plate. There we go. Okay, so we've got all these. So we've got wood, stone, bone, invar, necronium, electrum, plated slime wood, cobalt, and these are all the different armor materials, which are quite interesting. Unfortunately, it does look like some other things might be a little better depending on how I make it. So if I look directly at the stats, actually the stats don't really matter. What matters more is the actual ability. So let's take a look, because acceleration, so we've got all the materials in here. Tier 4 materials. It doesn't actually give us any of the armor stuff in here, which is unfortunate. Is there another page for that? No. Armor, it just gives us the basic armor stuff. Unfortunately, there's no Construct's Armory book yet, but what we could do is enhance just gives us an extra thing. Immaculate, Overlord, acceleration. I do think that if we get something like Electrum for extra experience, because I do think Electrum experience just increases the experience you get, and Electrum is just silver and gold. So if I grab, wait, I need silver now. So we're gonna make ourselves some Electrum armor, and that's just the plates. If I look at mail, the mail, what mail has the highest armor? So 1.2 for Manulin. The movement speed we can adjust as needed, but the best armor percentage is going to be the biggest thing. So 1.2 is the highest. Necronium is also there with Blighted. I need to know what Blighted is first, though. Ooh, Nuaudal is 1.25. So is Lead. Lead has shielding as well, which may be a good idea, but I'm not 100% certain. 1.1, 1x. I mean, okay. So now we need to look into shielding, prickly. So Manulin is, I believe, a tier 4. Yep. So insatiable is what that gives. During combat, you deal more damage every time you hit an enemy, so it's like a combo thing. Necronium. Is Necronium in here? Tiberium Fractum, Nio, Queen Slime, Osram. Is it a tier 3? Necronium. So Necronium causes targets to wither away. Okay. Interesting. What about Nuaudal or shielding? So I believe Nuaudal is a tier 2? No. Is it a tier 1? No. Tier 3? Did they change it? Because, okay. Lacerating is bleed, but prickly probably is just that, and then lead. I'm assuming lead is just going to be like radiation shielding, or potentially something even better. So maybe we just use it out of lead. You know what? I think we're just going to make it out of lead, and we'll do that because the movement speed and the other stuff isn't too bad. So if we just grab ourselves a good healthy thing of lead, of course, you know, make sure to inhale lead, eat lead paint. This is not actual suggestions. Okay, it's day 49, so we got to make sure that we're ending this within this next entire day, which is, we got 20 minutes, so we should be fine. We are gonna get all of the different plates. So legs plates, and then I need oh, that's everything. Okay, so helmet, boots, chest plate, leggings, molten electrum. Electrum is going to go into all of these, and then we'll be able to do that. 5 blocks extra of electrum, and just start pumping it out, and after these cool all down, they automatically go into the chest where everything goes. So it's perfect. And then we got our mail cast, which will be where the lead is going. Thankfully, electrum and lead will not mix, which is great. I also guess I could just leave that there, because it's all going to filter into here anyway. We are going to need to grab ourselves a good old-fashioned additional block, and then there's going to be some left, but it should be just one ingot, so we'll leave that for now. And take the ingot casts, and we'll fill them up, because ingot casts are kind of the default, and we only need 4 lead mails in order for us to do this. Of course, that's our second one, third one, and that'll be our 4th one, which is perfect. And we've got 1 block, 6 ingots left. So 1 block and then 3 ingots, which is perfect. That'll go in there. We'll pop an ingot cast in here. There we go. Perfect. We got our lead mail. We've also got 3 more ingots of lead to get through. And of course with that, 1 ingot of electrum, which is perfect because that fits exactly perfectly. And after that all gets filtered out, then it all should accumulate in here. We gotta wait for that 1 more electrum ingot. Perfect. And now we can just take it, plop it in there, and let's make our armor. So it's not gonna be as good as these leggings, because these leggings are kind of absurd, but they will be quite good because we'll be able to improve them a little bit. So let's start off with our helmets, which has bonus XP and also decreases negative effects and increases positive effects, which is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sick. So then we also get the boots, which are gonna be the exact same. All this stuff is gonna be relatively the same. And I'm trying to find add-ons to Construct's Armory. The issue is not a lot of things are working with Construct's Armory as of right now. So we have 1 upgrade, 2 defense slots, and 1 ability slot. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to Golden Apple, because the Golden Apples are going to take that ability and turn it into upgrade slots. And the reason why we want upgrade slots is because, of course, we have Tinker's tool leveling on here, so the tools will gradually level up and get even better, but we want to increase their base attributes and mostly durability. So we're going to need another 4 diamonds and 4 netherite, as well as the emeralds. And what I'm actually realizing is that since emeralds just improve durability, and it's based on what's there before, if we take the diamond there, and then we put the netherite on there from there, it'll increase the durability further, which will give an increase for the emerald to take over. So it's going from 468 to 702, which is quite amazing. And of course, after that, since those are all on there, we also have 2 defense slots, which there are some upgrades that we can use those defense slots for. So those are going to be in the Encyclopedia of Tinkering, of course, and those are the defense upgrades. So we got blast protection, which is 8% resistance against explosions, caps at 80% across the whole set, or 10 levels total. So they all cap at 10 levels at 80% reduction, which is quite absurd because you can go 1 of each, which is a little bit absurd. And increasing that with Turtle Shell and also Dragonborn means that when you're in the air or underwater, you get an additional 80%, which is kind of absurd. Of course, there's the special defense modifiers like Golden, which you only need 1 piece to have piglins be neutral to you. Revitalizing, which increases your max health. Knockback resistance, which we're not going to need because we have rings for that. And then, of course, there's slotless stuff as well, which is what we're going to look at as well, because these guys will be able to add some things. So, shiny, it's just a decorative glow. Worldbound, tools invulnerable when dropped into lava, doesn't give any stat boosts, though. So, we need dragon heads, we need music discs for upgrade slots as well as heads, end crystals, and a book and quill. So, I do think that we have... Do I have heads? I have 1 head. I know I have wither skeleton skulls. I'm not going to use those. But... Wait, skull... I have 4 skeleton skulls. We can use skeleton skulls. Music discs. I have 2 of you, several of you, and I know that I can get more 13s. So we'll grab you guys, and we'll plop these guys all on here. Of course, we can only apply it once, but again, free upgrades are nothing to slouch at. So additional free upgrade slots, great, you'll love to see it. We still have those defense slots, but the other upgrade slots will be going into something called an iron reinforcement. So iron reinforcements, when you add them, add reinforced, which increases the likelihood for your tool to not take damage. It's like using unbreaking. And the reason why we need that is because then things will break less. And since they only have 800 durability each, it's really helpful for us to have that. So we're going to get 2 levels of that for each one, which overall is going to be 24 of these iron reinforcements. It's going to take quite a bit of time, and we also need obsidian for that. So I'm going to have to do that, probably going to do that off camera in the future. But the other things that we're going to be making are going to be these other reinforcements for the different damage reductions. So melee protection, or we could go, overall protection is the jack of all trades one. It takes an ability slot. Protection, it's an ability one. Pockets, plowing, pathmaker, okay, interesting. Why is this, what? Regardless, it doesn't really matter, it's fine. So, we've got our 2 upgrades, we've got our 2 defense slots, extra illager damage from the chest plate, which is great, and our armor overall when we're wearing it is at a little bit over 9, which is great. Not as good as diamond or the base, but with the increase of stats and other things, it is quite nice. So we get a little bit extra increased movement speed, which is crazy good. Although it is a little bit overwhelming, but that's fine, because of course it will be. And now I think is definitely a good time for us to go into the nether to actually take care of what we were initially going to do, which was going to kill blazes. So we're going to warp to the nether entrance. And now let's Geronimo our way down, because of course the nether fortress is right here. And what we can do is scope out where exactly we want to be at. So I do recall there being an exposed one, although I can't really seem to find it right now. So I thought there was an exposed blaze spawner somewhere around here. Now, I could be completely wrong, but there's also a wither skeleton. You know what? I'll take you. Extra severing means we get an increased drop rate for skulls, which is great, so happy about that. It will increase drop rate overall for just parts, period, but skulls especially are very important for us right now, since we're going to need to accumulate them. Same with blaze rods and blaze heads, which it's great that we got one, although I'm trying to find... There's the blaze spawner. Perfect. So, we're just going to do this for a little bit, and hopefully be able to get enough. Of course, clearing out this area of all of the random shenaniganery that we need to get rid of to maximize spawnage, because it is a 5x5 area around the spawner, if I'm not mistaken. So if we do that, and then we do that, then what I should be able to do is plop those guys down, and then we'll have an even bigger spawner area for us to work with, which will increase the chances of getting bigger spawns, which is great, because we also just got 2 more blaze heads, and the reason why we're getting blaze heads is because blaze heads smelt down into blazing blood in here, which we need in order to alloy with copper in order to get blazing copper, which is a fuel that we're going to need in order to make a couple different things, like Gossam, as well as just better fuels. So it's just something that we need to do and take care of. And that's the whole reason why I'm doing that, is because we need a lot of... We also need it for the nitronite fluid, which is magma, cream, and osram, but it needs to be at 1500C, which is the main issue and why we're trying to get it there. Also, the dope music is turning on. I don't know why. I don't know what turns it on. If you guys do know, and leave that in the comments. Darn it, I keep accidentally taking him out. He's just a fun-loving, cool dude. I keep accidentally eliminating the goblin trader. Feel comfortable handling the tools. So that means we got an additional upgrade for our cleaver, which is great. Thankfully, our armor is getting some XP, although very slowly. There are a couple ways that I can increase the way that it gains XP, but as of right now, I don't think that's completely necessary. And I also need to make sure that we're not doing anything too crazy with time restrictions, because again, we've got another Titan case. Okay. Well, next episode, episode 20, I think is episode 20 next episode, but if it's not, then it's gonna be really awkward. But that episode is when we're gonna be opening all of the cases from the random loot mod, all the other cases that we've ended up getting, and I hope you look forward to that, because it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be so amazing. But we gotta wait for another spawn, so come on. By the way, if you want to play this mod pack or support me, links are in the description to do so and download that mod. Or if you want to support me directly, the best way to do that is actually going to be by just becoming a YouTube member. So $1 a month, you get early access to videos as soon as I get them uploaded. Usually that's a couple days after I actually record them, unfortunately, because, well, I'm a one-man team doing all of this and trying to get YouTube Shorts going out, trying to, at least right now, trying to grow the second channel, as well as trying to continue to make content on this channel and post at least one video a day. So I hope that you guys enjoy that, and I will see you guys next episode for episode 20, day 50. It's gonna be pretty wild. It's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, see you guys then.